So last time I showed this image variation of this 73 Calby. The image variation is on the right, and the base card is on the left. So I showed this my last video, and in the spirit of image variations, I thought I would show you some more of my image variation cards today. Of course, unlike this card, these are all modern cards from Topps and then BBM for Japanese cards. So let's get into it. So we'll do Topps first. Basically, I started seriously collecting cards in 2017. Of course, I dabbled as a kid, among other kinds of collecting and things like that, but pretty much seriously in 2017. So that's when I started, and so I have a couple image variation cards from 2017 Topps. These are both from Series 1. I pulled these myself. This is none other than Big Mike Trout. Remember him? So this is from 2017 Series 1 image variation. Of course, these image variations are not numbered. They used to be quite a bit easier to pull. That's not because they produced more of them, it's just that the print runs on the cards themselves were not quite as high as they are now. So, 2017, I also have this Yuli Gurriel rookie card parallel image variation. So that's pretty awesome. Yuli Gurriel, not my favorite player ever. But this is cool to have an image variation rookie of him from 2017. So then 2018 is definitely like my most ripped year. The year that I bought more product than any other year. It wasn't that expensive. The rookie class was awesome. So I ripped a bunch, but anyway, let's get into it. These aren't in any order. Some of them might be Series 1, 2, or Update. But I have this Mike Piazza from, well, I guess it doesn't matter. This is Update, but so some of the image variations, what they do, or what they did at least, was they put a retired player or a legend as the image variation. So actually, the normal US 177 card for this is a different player, but the image probably a different Mets player, but the image variation is Mike Piazza. So that one's pretty awesome. And then I have this Evan Longoria playing for the Giants. Do remember when Evan Longoria came up his first couple years, that dude was like, man, this guy's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's probably not quite there at this point, but, just goes to show you how hard it is. This one's neat. Andrew Benintendi, another guy who got a considerable amount of height. Maybe not like Evan Longoria height, but cool rookie cup image variation. Neat Dallas Keuchel, I guess. I gotta say, I don't know why Topps decided that image variations they were going to prominently feature like warm-up gear, or like have it was like with the Trout too, right? Like it's like you don't have to have it like in warm-up gear if it's an image variation, but I don't know if Topps is doing that now because I just rip so, less little product compared to what I did before, but anyway, whatever. Rant over. This is awesome. Check this out. Will Clark, Will the Thrill. So this is another one where this card, the base card would be another current Giants player, but the image variation is a legend. So Will Clark, pretty awesome. I got now this is a cool card. JD Martinez. And you gotta love it as a Red Sox player with that Yankee Stadium in the background. That's pretty cool. I think somebody else on YouTube was like collecting cards with Yankee Stadium in the background. like Yankee Stadium clearly visible. If you know who that is, sure, drop it in the comments. I don't remember, but I don't think I'm dreaming that. I think somebody was doing that. Anyway, JD Martinez with Yankee Stadium in the background, image variation. Got this Ichiro. And this card is, well, I mean, honestly, Ichiro's real last season was 2017. He only played a handful of games in 2018 and only, I think, literally 2 in 2019. But this is, it's a playing days Ichiro. He did play, I want to say he played 20 or so games in 2018. So pretty cool. Ichiro. So then 2019, it seems like I guess I didn't pull any image variation cards from 2019, although I did, I ripped some. So on to 2020, I got this Noah Syndergaard. Remember Noah Syndergaard? Yep. Pitchers, man. Here today, gone tomorrow. But not this guy, Randy freaking Johnson, making his teammates look like children. The big unit. Another awesome 2020. So this would be again the kind of like legend variation. The image variation. I don't know what the base card, which Mariners player the base card is. So then actually for 2021 Topps, story time. I actually have 2 Lou Gehrig image variation, like legend image variation cards, and I tried to find them and I don't know where they are. I was digging through boxes. I know they're around here somewhere, but I couldn't find them. So 2021, I have what I believe is the Series 1 and Series 2 Lou Gehrig image variations, and I pulled both of the Lou Gehrigs by myself, which is crazy. Like, what are the odds of doing that? And I believe there is also an update Lou Gehrig from 2021 that I don't have, but I should probably just buy that card. I'm sure it's not that expensive, so I have all of them. Anyway, sorry I can't share the Lou Gehrigs. I just couldn't commit to digging them out. But here's a 2022 Aaron Nola. Well, sorry. Get the focus going here. So here's a 2022 Aaron Nola. And that's it, man. As you can see, my pack pulled image variation cards just, jumped off a cliff. 2018, I had a bunch, combination of products getting more expensive, and the image variations just getting harder to pull because they're getting more expensive and they're also, printing more of it. So that's just how she goes. But I do have some BBM image variations. So if you know, BBM is kind of like the Japanese Topps. It's the kind of mainline Japanese baseball product. So we'll go through some image variations here. Let's start with this one. So this is a Munetaka Murakami from 2020. So this is the image variation. So much like Topps, basically these aren't numbered, but they're not super easy to come by. I did not pull. I only pulled one of these myself, and I'll tell you which one it is, or a couple of them myself. But I didn't pull this one myself. I do have the base card too, but this is a pretty awesome bat flip. You remember Munetaka Murakami? Don't sleep on this guy. I get with all the Yamamoto and Rockies coming over, their pitchers. Murakami will probably come to the majors in 2026. He is quite young, only about 25 or 26. He's got 220 homers. And I've argued before, so here's another Murakami image variation that I did pull myself. And this one, I didn't realize it was the image variation. I just figured it was the base card. These aren't, there's no indication on here that these are image variations. It's not written on the Topps cards, right? The serial number is different, but not on these. So I just had this in a binder, and then I came to realize that it was an image variation. So, hey, Murakami, like I said, so 220 home runs. He's like 26 years old. I've argued that it's actually more impressive that he has that many home runs in Japanese baseball uh, and not the major leagues. It's not as high a level as MLB, but at the same time, it is much more pitcher friendly. The environment and the culture is much more pitcher friendly. So, and they play a month, 30 or so games less. So excited to see when Murakami finally comes to the major leagues. Another Swallow. This is Vladimir Valentin. And Vladimir Valentin actually has the single season record for home runs in Japanese baseball. He is from Curacao, but he has the all time single season record in Japanese baseball for home runs with 60. He beat Sadaharu O's record of 55, and actually Munetaka Murakami beat O's record a couple years ago with 56. So Murakami has the record for Japanese players in Japanese baseball, but it is Vladimir Valentin who has the record overall with 60. I think it's 60. This is a nice one. Got this 2021 Yoshinobu Yamamoto image variation. I remember picking this up shortly before he signed with the Dodgers. I think I paid $5 for this card. I don't know what it goes for now. I'm sure a Dodger fan would pay more than $5 for it, though. And then this one is very nice. This is one of my favorite players in Japanese baseball, Chusei Manami. Chusei Manami, he's half Japanese. His father is from Africa somewhere. And he is a really good player. He's really an all-rounder. I mean, his defense stands out the most. This dude has a cannon in the outfield. Like, this dude makes Ichiro laser beam throws, like, on the regular, but he's also a home run hitter. I think he would be exciting to see in the major leagues. However, I do hope he sticks around Japan for a while, especially in light of, like, Roki Sasaki sort of forcing his way into the majors, and I get it. You want to get your bag and stuff like that, but I don't. NPB is a good league, and I don't think it should exist as kind of a feeder league or a minor league, sort of a quadruple A league to the majors. So I do hope Manami comes to the majors at some point. But I do hope he stays in NPB in Japan for a few more years. I know the Fighters manager, Tsuyoshi Shinjo, who also played in the majors and was actually teammates with Barry Bonds. He wants Manami is one that he's kind of like, I think he's kind of grooming him, and he wants him to play in the majors. And I do hope he plays in the majors. I just hope it's in a few more years. I don't want him to jump in like a year or so. And then I've got a couple more here. This is Kento Imamiya of the SoftBank Hawks. And I also have Yota Kyoda of the Baystars. In fact, the Japan Series victorious Baystars. I don't know if you followed the Japan Series. You probably didn't. Maybe if you're watching this, you did. But the Japan Series this year was a thriller. It was the Hawks versus the Baystars. the Hawks for the Pacific League and the Bay Stars for the Central League. This was kind of like David and Goliath matchup. The Hawks are a big money team with a bunch of stars. They loaded up, bought some stars, and they basically crushed the Pacific League by like 15 games or so. On the other hand, the Bay Stars, I believe, ended up third place in the Central League, but they clawed their way to it in the playoffs and stuff like that and reached the Japan Series. The first two games of the Japan Series, the Hawks, who were heavily favored, thumped the Bay Stars and went up 2-0. But then the Bay Stars came back, man, and they won it all. So it was a pretty exciting Japan series. Okay, so actually now I'm just gonna show you guys some other stuff real quick. Um, just mainly because I want to put these cards away. So I've got a couple more vintage Calbys. These are 70s Calbys. They're not part of my 73 Calby run. These are from the mid 70s, 75 and 76. We'll start with the 75. So this one is a card I'm really excited to finally have. I've wanted it for a while. I've been looking for it. And this is a 75 Calby. As you can see here, Sadaharu O on the card taking batting practice. But what is really special about this card is that in the background there are Atlanta Braves players watching him take BP. So I'm pretty sure that this is the only 70s Calby card that features well, there are a couple O and Hank Aaron cards, so that might be an exception. But besides that, I think this might be the only 70s Calby card that features Major League players in Major League uniforms on it. So just really an awesome card. Happy to have this one. Pretty good condition too. Check that back out. So then I also have a card that I pulled myself. I got this is about a 1974 to 76 Calby pack. This was an unopened pack, so this is what the pack looked like that the cards came in from around 74 to 76. And I got this card out of it. Pretty nice card, actually, to get. This is a 76, and this is Kazumasa Kono, and he was a shortstop for the Yomiuri Giants for quite a while. He is not a Hall of Famer, but he is a notable player. Awesome looking card. Kono kind of started playing on the end of the Giants' big dynasty. So you might know the V9 dynasty of the Giants, where the Giants won 9 consecutive Japan Series championships. Kono came in toward the tail end of that. He won a couple Japan Series championships with those teams, but mainly played after that sort of peak era with Sadaharu O. Although, of course, he did play several years with O, just not sort of in the absolute glory days. So as you can see, this card is absolutely pristine. This is a pack fresh card. Definitely a pretty nice one to get. So I will take that out of the unopened pack. And then finally, I've got one more card to show you. And this is a good old-fashioned, not old-fashioned because it's 2016, but this is a Shohei Ohtani Calby. So this is from 2016. Pick this up. Pretty awesome card. This shows Ohtani. I love the image. Maybe a walk-off hit or home run. You can see maybe a walk-off hit or a home run maybe. You can see the bat sort of almost touching the ground. He's wearing a throwback Fighters uniform, which is awesome. And then this is a checklist back. 2016 Calby. Not really a card you see too much. So, picked this up for less than you might think. Alright, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Peace.